I can't today. 3 words that can feel impossible to say when you're living with chronic pain. But here's something fascinating. Learning to set boundaries and say no when you need to can actually reduce your pain levels by up to 30%. Today, I'm sharing life changing insights from 3 remarkable individuals who discovered that protecting their energy isn't just okay, it's essential for healing. Greetings. It's nice to see you again. And those who are new, you're very welcome. Let's begin with a story that might feel familiar to many parents trying to balance family life with chronic health challenges. Meet Rachel, a young mom with lupus. Between caring for her first grader and managing unpredictable flare ups, she struggled with constant guilt. I felt like I was failing everyone, she admits. I'd push through school events and play dates even when my body was screaming for rest. The turning point came when her rheumatologist explained that pushing beyond her limits wasn't just affecting her, it was prolonging her flares, making her less available for her family in the long run. Research shows that stress and overexertion can trigger autoimmune flares, creating a cycle of increased symptoms and exhaustion. While Rachel faced challenges in family life, the professional world presents its own set of boundary setting difficulties. That brings us to Frank. His story shows how setting limits can actually enhance career success. Frank, a corporate executive dealing with severe TMJ, felt compelled to sit through hours of meetings despite excruciating jaw pain. I worried that setting boundaries would make me appear weak or unreliable, he shared. Frank learned that TMJ disorders affect over 10 million Americans, and chronic stress can worsen symptoms by 60%. By creating thoughtful boundaries, like scheduling breaks between meetings and being upfront about his need to limit speaking time, he actually improved his leadership effectiveness. His team's response surprised him. They began creating more focused, efficient meetings that benefited everyone. While Frank found ways to adapt in the corporate world, setting boundaries in client-facing roles presents its own unique challenges. This was especially true for Tia, a real estate agent with CRPS, which complex regional pain syndrome, whose success seemed to depend on always being available and accommodating. Tia's right hand would burn with intense pain, making handshakes and property tours unbearable at times. She explained that in sales, you're taught the customer is always right. But with CRPS, she had to learn that her well-being needs to come first. Through this realization, Tia discovered that clear boundaries actually helped her provide better service to her clients. These 3 stories share a common thread. When each person learned to honor their body's needs, their relationships and work life improved. Let's look at what science tells us about why this happens. The research tells us chronic pain and boundaries are really important. Regular rest periods can reduce a pain intensity by 30%. Setting clear limits helps regulate the nervous system, reducing symptoms intensity. Clear communication about needs actually improves relationship satisfaction. Maintaining boundaries helps activate the body's natural calming response. And understanding the science is helpful, but how do we put this into practice? Let's explore some effective approaches that Rachel, Frank, and Tia developed through their experiences. Here's some clear ways to set boundaries effectively. First is the energy bank account method. Think of your energy as a bank account. Every activity is a withdrawal. Rachel uses this to explain to friends why she can't attend every social event. I need to save energy for my children's bedtime routine so I can read my daughter a book. The next one is the traffic light system that Frank implemented at his work. It works this way: green days, full capacity; yellow days, modified engagement; red days, essential tasks only. He shares his traffic light status with his team each morning, setting clear expectations. Tia uses a preemptive boundary script. She developed a professional way to set boundaries up front. I have a medical condition that affects my hand. I'll be using alternative greetings today. I'm happy to explain more after our tour if you're interested. Remember these key points. Begin with one small boundary at a time. Use calm, clear statements. I need to rest instead of I can't help. Practice your responses when you're feeling relaxed. Keep explanations simple and centered. Focus on what works best for your body's needs. And setting boundaries isn't selfish. It's important to remember that. It's essential self-care that allows you to be more present for the people and activities that matter most. As we've seen through Rachel, Frank, and Tia's experiences, when you honor your body's needs, you create space for better health, stronger relationships, and more authentic living. If you're living with chronic pain, try implementing just one small boundary this week. Start gently, be consistent, and remember, taking care of yourself isn't just okay, it's necessary for healing. So it's bye for now, and I'm wishing you a comfortable week.